Welcome to Marks and Smarks. My name is Jose Sands. I'm here with
Hollywood Marcus.
And
Big Ralph.
We're here to talk about this week in wrestling, what could have been, what should have been, and what was. We had what you would call 20 hours of wrestling this weekend, starting with Hall of Fame, if you want to count that as a wrestling event, ending with NXT on Wednesday. Guys, are you sick of wrestling at this point?
No. I want more wrestling, but good wrestling.
Wow. I mean, if you were in New Orleans, they had so many events in New Orleans that had different types of wrestling. I'm sure you could have found something that you enjoyed.
I'd be broke right now.
I think we'd all be broke by this point.
Pretty much.
So, speaking of which, we have a point system here at Marks and Smarks. It's been going on since Royal Rumble. Currently, the standing is Ralph at 19, Hollywood at 13, and myself at 13. Now, we get a point for each match that we call correctly. You could get extra points if you decide to call a side thing, like a side quest. Like one of those choose-your-own-adventure type things, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. So, for example, if Carmelo would have cashed in at WrestleMania and one of us called it and even said to pin, you get points added on to that just to help the point system go since Ralph is so far ahead. But that might not be the case by the end of this show. So
Evil laugh.
Evil laugh.
Laugh at me. Just wait. I'm going to catch up next pay-per-view.
Well,
you're already winning, though.
Yeah, you're already winning, so, I mean, it's not like we are the ones that have to catch up.
Well, I'll pull ahead. How about that?
So let's talk about the aftermath of the New Orleans. We'll start with the TakeOver show that started on Saturday. The first match is the ladder match for the new NXT North American title, which was Adam Cole, EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, and Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. Winner of that match was Adam Cole, and the only person who picked Adam Cole for this one was myself, guys. I am the man.
You are. We both picked EC3.
Yes. And like I said, not knowing who EC3 is, but looking at him in the match, I have to say that he looks like $1 million. And if he is anything like, if he has good ring skills and good mic skills, which you've mentioned before that he has pretty good mic skills, he can go far in WWE.
Yeah,
pretty far.
I was surprised by Ricochet. Again, not knowing anything about him, his moves were just out there.
Ricochet makes falling look graceful. All right, let's move to the second match. Nobody has a comment on that?
No, but I liked the match. I was surprised they gave it to Adam Cole because I think since his debut, he hasn't really done much, and he loses most of his matches. He didn't have the help of the rest of the Undisputed Era, so when he started super kicking everybody, inviting them all to the super kick party, and he actually won it, I was like, wow, dude, like they're going to give it to him, like they're going to let him run with it. So I was impressed. I was very impressed. And you had to figure Dane and Sullivan wouldn't get it, even though for a second there I thought they would. I was like, wow, they might give it to him. But yeah, I was banking on EC3 or Adam Cole. I'm happy Adam Cole got it.
Well, I think if you have a dominant faction in NXT, your guys have to be legitimate, so they all should have titles, and like it should be. And you know, he now has a title. He can legitimately say, "Hey, I am the best, and we are going to shock the system. And we are the Undisputed Era. And nobody can beat us." Makes sense to me. That's why I picked Adam Cole.
Do you think that he's going to be that chicken heel, or do you think he's going to be like the heel that actually play, all right, fight me?
I think he'll be kind of a Miz type heel. Does that make sense to you? But Miz type in the sense, well, he'll call him out and say he's the best and he'll do everything. Kind of be a chicken and then kind of jump him on the back end, you know what I mean? Use the guys to his advantage, stuff of that nature.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. I think he could be the man who could back it up, but then he can also be the man who runs away, depending on the person. Like if I could see Adam Cole talking a big game, and then Lars Sullivan comes at him and him running away. That's
Yeah.
so. The second match of the night was Ember Moon, who was the NXT Women's Champion, against Shayna Baszler. Now, their first two matches were kind of good. I didn't mind them at all. Showed the dominance of Shayna. This match, it kind of went the other way. Shayna Baszler looked like the one who was coming from underneath, not being very dominant as she was in the prior. All her moves were getting second-guessed or reversed from Ember Moon, and in the end, she won the match and is now the new NXT Women's title holder. It looks like Hollywood and myself were the ones who picked Shayna on this one. Your girl didn't do it for you this time, Ralph. What happened?
I don't know. I told her, give it all you got. And she's like, I'll try.
That's it.
That's it.
Try, huh?
That's all I can ask.
But I think the match overall wasn't the strongest match of the night, but it was actually very good to see a different side of Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
I think damn. I think as far as women's matches go, I think that was actually second, besides Charlotte and Asuka. I think it was better than Nia and Alexa.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In wrestling, yes, I will agree with you on that one.
And I think the story was there too.
Well, all three of the women's matches that you saw this weekend had a very good story, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, each one had a through line of where they were going. Each one had a different story. It wasn't the same story told. This one was the dominant heel who was running rucksaw over everybody. The other one was the queen versus the undefeated streak. Who's ready for Asuka? And the last one was all about best friends feuding. So, great storylines all the women had for the match. And if you even want to call the mixed tag team a women's match because there were women in it, that was a great through line too. Having a heel boss who wants to take advantage of a person who came in who embarrassed her at WrestleMania. Hey, I think the storylines this WrestleMania were actually pretty decent. I mean, you had a couple in there that were pretty thin, if you want to go with the Intercontinental United States, but overall, you had...
overall, except for maybe one match, the booking was well done.
Well, let's go forward then on NXT before we get into the booking on the other shows or that we didn't like. The next match was the NXT Tag Team and Dusty Rhodes Tag Team title, or Classic Trophy match between the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole doing double duty this night because of the injured Bobby Fish. The Authors of Pain, Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. Now, this one was a great match and had a great turn, as we saw Roderick Strong turn on Pete Dunne right before the win to give the Undisputed Era the win, which nobody picked in our group. Did not see.
No one saw it coming.
Nobody saw Strong turning. Nobody saw it coming. Adam Cole was pretty much non-existent through the match. Bobby Fish, I have to say, after watching it, looked pretty good. I don't know Bobby Fish's work as
you
good.
Mean Kyle O'Reilly?
Did I say it? I'm sorry. Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly. I don't know Kyle O'Reilly's work as good as I should, and I have to say he looked pretty impressive holding his own.
Yo, can you guys hear that?
What is it?
It's my computer sounds and stuff.
No.
Okay, never mind. I'm trying to turn off the sound, but I can't figure out how. Sorry, continue. Kyle O'Reilly.
The question was posed to you two, so I guess pay attention to the podcast, dude.
Sorry.
Again, I'm on the same boat as you. I don't know that much about them, but I like the match. I thought it was I do agree. He was holding his own for a long time, and I think they had to do the finish they did just because Bobby Fish is injured and they can't have Adam Cole pulling double duty every time.
Yeah, if they gave him the North American title, it'd be hard for him to go back and forth between the two.
Well, when what's his name? When Roderick Strong did that, because I was all for Pete than Roderick Strong, right?
Yeah, I was too.
I think we all were.
So when he did that, I just looked at my screen. It was one of the first swerves in like years that I just kind of looked at my screen like, what? Like I didn't know what was happening. I was like, what the hell? Like, what's going on, right? So then when that happened, and then he was like, I'm joining the Undisputed, I was like, I see what you did there. Like, but this is what I'm thinking. Like, if you were to turn Adam Cole face in the long run, what you do is you have him pull double duty. That way people start to appreciate his wrestling, and he naturally turns into a face, kind of like what Edge did.
Agreed. I do think they're going to go a different way. Probably when Bobby Fish comes back, Roderick Strong is going to try to get the guys against him. So they're going to still be the heel, and he's going to turn face.
It's a good story. I like it. Like where you're going. Your WWE sources are doing good.
Well, we'll see. We'll see, unless they're swerving me again.
Yeah. Which again, nobody picked Strong turning. Nobody thought about it. It was a very good shocker. Very good ending to a great match.
Yeah, I liked it. I had really enjoyed that match. I thought it was really good.
Now, to my sources' defense, they did tell me Roderick Strong was going to be on top at the end. So I was like, okay, so Roderick Strong and Pete Dunne. Technically, he was on top because he joined Undisputed. So
yeah, I guess you could say he has a championship right now. Whether he just by default.
Yeah.
Did I give it to him?
I mean, you figure that if you're going to do like a Freebird rule, which is kind of what happened, Adam Cole filled in, you can pretty much say, okay, Adam Cole's going to be the North American champion, and you put Roderick Strong in the Bobby Fish role. So, for right now, until Fish is better.
Let me see. I'm on the WWE website right now, and yeah, they have Undisputed Era, Cole and O'Reilly as the tag champions instead of Roderick Strong.
Well, I mean, they haven't made it official. They haven't said they're going to fight. So, whenever they put the titles up, it might change back by then.
Shayna Baszler has an interesting face.
She does, doesn't she?
Like, I'm looking at her picture right now on the WWE website, and I don't think it does her justice, because she looks... I don't know, man. Like, they made her look weird in this picture.
No, I haven't seen the picture, so I can't comment on it. But what I can comment on is the NXT title match, which was between Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega versus Aleister Black. We all picked Aleister Black, one of the best matches of the night. Love the outcome, love the interference from Vega. Then going to as they said, going to the well one too many times, and he just hits him with Black Mass, and that's it. Do you think there's going to be a rematch? Is he going for the title again? Are they going to move up Andrade at this point because he seems to be at the top of his game? He's doing some of the best work he did since he's been in NXT.
I do think they should move him up. I mean, he did get up, what was it, the Royal Rumble? He came out.
Right.
And he got a pop. So I think he's due to be moved up. But I would like to see him go against... Oh.
Aleister Black?
No. Galloway. No. McIntyre.
McIntyre. Okay.
You were right the first time. Drew Galloway.
Galloway, McIntyre, whatever his alias is.
Yeah, whatever he wants to call himself.
I
would like to see him come back from his injury and then go one more time against Cien Almas.
I think the main roster really needs somebody like Zelina Vega. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they move him up, maybe they don't. I think he will fit either way because you have to figure if Aleister Black is the world champion, and he's a face. Who do you have that's a heel that's not a champion that can go against him?
I mean,
Only person I see is Cole, but he already has a title.
right, Cole. I mean, you could go Velveteen Dream again. That people would love to see that rematch.
Yeah, I would actually. That would
You
be
know what I
really
mean? You can say, you're now saying my name. Now I'm going to take your title. You can go that route. People would want to see it. I'm hoping they do a rematch between the two. I mean, you also have the Gargano factor at this point. You could put him against Black, see if that match will go. You can have two faces go together. That might be a SummerSlam area type thing. I don't know. There's possibilities. You don't have to go. You don't have to go heel face. You can go face face, especially especially if it's a Gargano type person.
You don't have to, but NXT usually does do that.
Right. I mean, I don't know.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like, they're more traditional where they have, like, the heel-face dynamic rather than, like, the face-face dynamic.
I mean, Gargano, after he won the Fatal 4-Way, fought Cassius Ohno for the right to face the title holder at the time, and he won. Those are two faces if you want to look at that.
Yeah, but I'm looking at, like, main conflicts, though. Not subsidiaries? No. What's what I'm looking for? I don't know.
Moments.
No, you know what I mean. Like, the main story is usually between the face and the heel, but, like, all the stuff that leads up to it can be whatever.
All right. I mean, you're probably right. I can't think of an instant where it was two faces, to be honest, but I'm sure.
And so, there we go.
What?
That's what I was looking for. And so, I can't say it now. Damn it. Continue.
Okay. We're going to continue to what was the main event of NXT New Orleans. Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa. That match was an unsanctioned match, building up from a lot of frustration from when Tommaso Ciampa got injured, then threw Johnny Gargano into tables off the thing. He was gone for a while. Comes back, helps Johnny Gargano, or helps Andrade Cien Almas have Johnny Gargano lose his job at NXT. This was so that Johnny Gargano gets back. It's finally Gargano gets his redemption against Tommaso Ciampa. I have to say this match was the match of the night.
I'm torn between this one and the world title match. I don't know why, but I'm just torn between those two.
I mean, those two are the best matches. I thought the brutality of this match, the storyline behind it, if you look at the Cruiserweight Classic and what they did there to what can compare it to what they did on the TakeOver show, two different matches, but still had the same emotion behind it.
Yes.
Or as my wife said, who's that old man in the beard fighting that young kid?
They're the same age.
But Ciampa has the gray in his hair. Yeah. He looks like a man. I have to say, man, that guy bulked up.
That injury made him look old.
But he bulked up too. It was big.
That happens because you're not on the road. You're not really doing anything, just working out and training. So yeah.
I don't know. I thought he looked good. I was happy with that. On that match, I forgot to say on the Aleister Black, we all picked it. Gargano, we all picked Gargano on this match, which we all got a point for.
My only 2 points of the night.
Right. I actually had the best average on this one. I got 4 out of the 5 matches. The only one I missed was the tag team because nobody saw that coming. You had the least, which Ralph, which was 2. Marcus Hollywood, you had 3. So
yeah.
Yes. So as we said, that takeover happened. Oh wait, you're still confused on which one you thought was the best match? Are you still? Do you not think Tommaso Ciampa and Gargano was the best match of the night?
Well, see. Okay, let me explain and give you my reasoning for my thoughts. All right, so I thought that the world title match told a really good story in Selena Vega doing her super heelish tactics, doing her Hurricanranas, spike Hurricanranas, and the action and the story told was really great, right? You think that Aleister Black is going to lose because Selena isn't getting caught, she isn't getting kicked out, like everything that she does is being effective. Until that last interference attempt backfires and Aleister Black won. And I liked the in-ring action and the style of the match they put on, and I think the story within the match was perfect.
You like the storytelling of how everything played out.
Yeah, plus you have, because you kind of think if Aleister Black were to lose, he would lose to Almas because he Black beat Almas in his first debut match. So you would think, all right, retribution. I'm going to keep my title. I'm going to get revenge. All that type of stuff, especially with Selena Vega. Now you switch over to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, and that story's been going on for at least a year now with the Tag Team Classic, Ciampa getting hurt, but always in the back of Johnny's mind, costing him the title. That he comes back and it's like I was more intrigued by the emotional factor of the match rather than the in-ring action having to be a no DQ match. So you're not gonna get technical. You're not gonna see a whole bunch of fancy stuff, but you're gonna see a fight. So I think as far as wrestling goes, I liked the world title match better. But as far as the pure emotion and story, I like the main event better.
I can see that. I can understand what you mean by that. All right. I'll agree to disagree in a sense. I still think that Tommaso Ciampa had... I guess you're right, the emotion was more part of that made it better. Or in my opinion.
Yeah, his cute wife came out then.
Yeah. That was Takeover New Orleans. If you have any comments or questions, disagree or agree with our decisions or picks or whatever, or have any comment on the pay-per-view whatsoever, please let us know on our Facebook page. It's under Geekly. Wow, don't know what that was, but that was loud. UGEEKLY. Sound like wind coming through here.
Was that from me or from somebody else?
I don't know.
I think that was from you.
So I don't know if it was static or whatnot.
No, that was the static because it shocked my ear. So that's what that was.
Okay, well, that's dangerous, and it sounds like you need new equipment.
No, it's...
what do you mean no? If you're shocking your ears, man, that's a problem.
Static electricity. There's a lot of that happening to me lately. I don't know why.
Okay. Explains a lot. So let's move on to WrestleMania.
Shock?
What?
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, I wanna see something real quick.
This is a podcast where you hear things, so to see something is not really going to help anybody here.
No, but it's okay.
He wants to shock the system.
It shocked his ears, what it did.
I mean, if you really if you listen to this, send us an email, and then we'll stop all these irrelevant pauses. Okay, so Johnny Gargano was born in 1987, which makes him 3 years younger than me, which means that he's 31, right?
Makes him 1 year younger than me.
3? Yeah, he's 31. And Tommaso Ciampa was born...
he was born the same year that Beerus was born.
He was born in 1985, which makes him a year younger than me, which means he's 33. So yeah, I don't know what your wife was talking about. How about that old guy with the beard?
He looks old. He does look old. With the big beard and the white in his beard, he looks old.
I'm older than him.
You look old.
Whatever. I'm not going to say who the real old person is.
All I know is my wife was done with that match when she watched him do the sunset flip onto the concrete floor. She turned to me and she says, "Why would they do that? Who would do that? That looked like it hurt. That's gotta hurt. Why would they do that? That makes no sense." That was all I heard for 15 minutes. He hurt himself. Look, he's got a bump on his back. Why he flipped that old man? I don't understand. Why would they put themselves through that? That's what she said.
Oh man, that old.
Why would they do that? And I'm like, they planned that. I don't care if they planned that. That's gotta hurt. Imagine your back going on it. Well, he flat backed it. It looked pretty good, like safe. How can that be safe? That's concrete. Just for like 15 minutes, that's all I heard.
Oh man, that old man.
Until like I forgot. I think he slammed him on the table or something like that after that or something. And she goes, "Oh my God, I can't watch this. These people are going to kill each other." And she turned around and walked away.
Oh my gosh, that old man.
He looks old. I understood the reference when you look at him with the giant bushy beard and the white in his beard. He kind of looks like an old man.
I have gray white beard.
He looks like a
but you don't have a big bushy beard. You don't have a beard that goes down to like Duck Dynasty length. You know what I mean? He's got a Duck Dynasty length beard with white. He looks like he could be under a bridge and, asking for money for you to cross that bridge. I understand where she's coming from.
It's all good, though.
It's all good.
It's all good under the bridge.
All good under the bridge. So, let's move on to WrestleMania. Sunday night, we got 7 hours of WrestleMania, starting at 5 o'clock with the kickoff show. The kickoff show was opened with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. The winner of that match was Matt Hardy, who won by eliminating Baron Corbin in the last minutes, which we saw Bray Wyatt come back to help Matt Hardy. The Lake of Reincarnation didn't put him into Husky Harris, but back into Bray Wyatt without Sister Abigail, apparently. And just a happy, nice Bray Wyatt that wants to help and serve Matt Hardy. Now, so with the picks, I have to say the only person who picked Mr. Matt Hardy out of the 30 superstars who were in that Battle Royal was myself. Gave me a point. This is what put me ahead in points here. I have to say I give an assist to Mr. Hollywood Marcus if he did not mention that during the last podcast that he was going to pick Mr. Matt Hardy and then switched it to Ziggler. I would have not thought Matt Hardy and I would have lost. So thank you, sir. Thank you for giving me that point.
That means I get half a point by proxy.
No, that doesn't work like that. I apologize. You decided to pick Dolph Ziggler, who's...
If he gets half a point, can I get half a point for picking Matt Hardy's brother?
No, it doesn't work that way. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize.
In the match.
You guys are losers. You just lost that match. Make the L and wear it well.
It's Bray Wyatt. Is Bray Wyatt still the consumer of terrestrial spheres?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think the Lake of Reincarnation has deleted or expelled Sister Abigail, and so he's no longer the Eater of Worlds. So we'll see how that storyline goes. It looks like they're going to run with it from what we saw on Raw. Kind of interesting. You know what? I'm liking the Woken Broken universe. Matt Hardy is intriguing to me. I can't wait to see what they do next with this character. But let's move on. What?
Did you see how in the backstage interview, Bray called Jeff Brother Nero?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
Okay. So, I'm glad you like it.
No, that's the first time you heard Brother Nero.
The crowd said Brother Nero. You kind of saw Brother Nero in the final deletion or the whatever that was called, the ultimate deletion. So.
Yeah, but this is the first time he's been mentioned by name.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I'm sure Matt Hardy probably mentioned him at one point as Brother Nero.
I think he did.
So, I mean, it's not like... All right.
I don't know. I just like the name Brother Nero.
I'm glad you like that his name is Brother Nero. I'm glad I put a little tingle in yourself there to be happy about it. So,
I don't know about all that, but...
I don't know. You stopped the whole momentum just to tell us how much you liked Brother Nero, his name. So I don't know what's going on there, Marcus.
I don't know either.
So, the tournament final for the vacant WWE Cruiserweight Championship saw Cedric Alexander defeat Mortal Kombat's Mustafa Ali. I don't know what that outfit was, but it looked like he was a cross between Mortal Kombat and a Power Ranger.
You know what I thought it was? I thought it was the Blue Lantern.
Your mic went very loud, so we didn't hear what you said.
What? Oh, I said I thought it was the Blue Lantern.
The Blue Lantern? He's the Lantern of Hope, huh?
Because if you listen to the commentary, they talk about giving hope, and he's a beacon of hope, and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, the symbol in the middle of his chest could have been the symbol that the Blue Lanterns have, like the Lantern symbol. Obviously, he can't wear it for copyright reasons, but I legit thought he was a Blue Lantern.
I thought he looked more like Smoke from Mortal Kombat.
Interesting.
I thought Sub-Zero.
Yeah, along the same lines as Smoke, right? Just Sub-Zero's blue.
They're both ninjas, though.
So Cedric Alexander defeats Mustafa Ali to win the vacant Cruiserweight Classic. I believe we all picked Cedric Alexander, so we all get a point for that one. Match was actually pretty decent to be on the pre-show. They should have had that sucker on the main show. Maybe could have put something else that didn't do so well. But I guess since it's not a main title on a main show, they decided not to.
What the hell was that?
Yeah, I don't know what he just did.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
What did you say?
United States Championship.
Nah, I would have put that travesty of a tag match.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But we'll get into that. So we all won that one. Great match. Anybody have any comments on that match?
I think as far as wrestling goes, probably the best match of the show. Like, for pure wrestling.
Are you talking, and when you say show, kickoff show or show overall?
Show overall.
Really? You thought that match was better? Well, you know what? Let's get into the other matches before we go into debate. So we had the 20 women battle women's. Is that right, Ralph? 20 women battle royal, or the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal Trophy, which saw Bayley turn on Sasha, or at least eliminate Sasha at the end, thinking she won. Then turns around to see Naomi, who in the end wins the title for the first time, or for the inaugural trophy for the Women's Battle Royal. Nobody picked Naomi. Nobody got a point for that.
Because nobody cares about Naomi.
Apparently they do.
I did not even remember that she was in it. Again, I went with my girl Becky.
I even picked somebody I thought Ember Moon was going to get called up and make a debut, which we did see a lot of NXT women in there, so that was good. But no, I mean I don't see why you say nobody likes me or nobody pays attention to Naomi. She's a two-time champ already on Smackdown Live. People love the gimmick that she's got, and she's the most athletic and putting on some pretty decent matches lately.
Because they just kind of threw away the story.
Because Hollywood doesn't feel the glue.
But what is the story for a Battle Royal? What story can you possibly have in a Battle Royal? The only story they had going was the Sasha Bayley story.
That's the only story you needed. And when Bayley eliminated Sasha, I was like, yes, justice for Bayley. Like, the story is going to show Bayley on top. Sasha still can't beat her. But no, they just throw Naomi. I'm monkey wrench to know, like, why?
But if you're going with that story, then it's always that the two best friends or former best friends are screwing each other out of the titles. So she can't win if she screws Sasha, because Sasha screwed her at the Elimination Chamber, which she didn't win either. So if you have her win over one, then it's not good for the story. Especially in that situation, because then it makes Bayley look like a heel. Big time. But if she doesn't win, it's like she cheated in a sense, or she betrayed her friend, and it didn't really turn out good for her, which is what happened to Sasha in the previous one at the Elimination Chamber.
But see, she's not really a heel, because the babyfaces always get the comeuppance on the heels in the end, right? So, I mean, Sasha turned to her at the Elimination Chamber. She attacked her first in that segment on Raw. So it's like Bayley as the face. It's like, I finally got you back. Ha. But then you have Naomi come in and ruin it all, which I'm like, where does she come from?
Mom and Dad.
She just popped up in the ring. I'm like, what the hell? Where did you come from? You just can't win that way. That's not right.
Hey, Edge won that way.
Yeah, people win that way all the time. Hell, when they had that 40-man battle royal or Royal Rumble and frickin' Santino Marella came out of nowhere, I thought that sucker was going to win. I would have popped big time, but no, he lost.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased because, I don't know, whatever.
You're biased to who?
Naomi.
So you're biased because you like Naomi?
No, I'm biased because, I don't know, whatever. I don't think she contributes to anything, so, yeah.
What do you mean? She's a two-time champion.
She's a two-time champion by just, I don't know, because WrestleMania was in Orlando, so they gave it to her for a feel-good moment, whatever.
And she defended it a couple of other times. What do you have against this woman? She's actually pretty good in the ring.
I don't know. Sometimes whatever. Next match.
Fine. We'll go to the next match. So starting the actual official Royal Rumble. So you got me saying Royal Rumble. WrestleMania was the Intercontinental Championship match with the then champion Miz versus Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. Winner of the match was Seth Rollins. Very good match to start off the WrestleMania. I believe... Who picked Seth? Ralph picked Seth. Marcus picked Miz. I picked Finn. Ralph gets the point. What you guys think of this match? Good? Was it nice to see the Miz tell the Miztourage to stay back? I got this.
Yes.
Is there a face turn or a face turn for the Miz in the future here, or similar, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think he can go face now because of Daniel Bryan coming back.
Okay.
I don't know. Him having a baby can help him turn face. Just because Daniel Bryan's back doesn't mean that he can't go face.
It's true.
He can't go heel because he keeps mentioning his baby. That's what heels do. They keep mentioning the soft spot. But I don't know. I don't think, as much as I would like for him to go face, I don't think he's going to go face.
Do you think they give him the title back, or do you think they let Seth run it for a while?
They do give it to Seth for a while.
Yeah.
Give Miz a little break, enjoy his little girl.
Yeah.
I figure they're setting up a feud with Daniel Bryan, so I don't think he needs a title for that.
So, okay. I could see that.
Plus, I think
it ups the stakes if he has the title, if he goes against Daniel Bryan.
give Daniel Bryan a world title. You don't need no IC title.
He went for the IC title at a WrestleMania and won. I mean,
That's only because they wanted to bring prestige to it, and now that Rollins is carrying it, it has prestige.
you're saying it didn't have prestige when Miz was carrying it?
No, it did, but remember the position that the IC title was in before Daniel Bryan had it? It wasn't that good of a place, and then The Miz got it, and he brought it back up. Now Rollins has it, and Rollins is more than capable of making it very important as a title.
All right, and Rollins has been putting in some good work lately, so I'm kind of excited. Actually, I can watch Rollins and Finn Balor wrestle all the time because they just put on a great match.
I don't know why, but I thought this match was supposed to be a ladder match.
Well, you lost a point because you said it was going to be a ladder match, so that screwed you.
No, because I kept waiting for the ladder. I was like, "Where's the ladder?" But then I was like, "Oh,
Nowhere.
Yeah, it's not a ladder."
I think you just got confused with the NXT match, probably.
Probably, I don't know. Triple threats being a ladder match for whatever reason.
So, the next match, which could be argued as the best match of the night, was Charlotte Flair, who was the Smackdown Women's Champion, versus Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow. The undefeated streak was broken to all of our surprises. We all picked Asuka to win and get the title. Not only was Asuka beat by Charlotte, but by submission, which was very interesting. What did you think this was the match of the night, or was there something that you think outdoes it?
No, I thought this was the match of the night for me.
I put it in my top 3.
All right. Nobody got this point because we all picked Asuka. I like the feel-good moment at the end where they get a hug, and Asuka gets on the mic and says, Charlotte was ready for Asuka. I also like the fact that they played the injury of the arm, or Charlotte did, and then when she did the figure 8, she only did with one arm. I'm going to tell you, that woman has got some physical...
You mean the figure 7?
Yeah, the figure 7. She is just, I don't know, a specimen, man. I know you love her father, Hollywood.
Indeed.
But she, I think, outperforms the father in so many ways.
No, I think she has what's the adjective I'm looking for? She has a greater repertoire than her father does.
Yeah, he had charisma, and he had the what do you call it? The gift of gab. She's got both, man. She's got or all three. She's got the charisma, she's got the gift of gab, and she's got the skills in the ring.
And she doesn't have to be dirty to do it.
No,
but she could if she wanted to. So there's always that.
Ha ha ha.
Did you guys see Asuka losing?
No, nope.
At no point this is
At
like
no point of the match did I see her losing.
Was this like the Roderick Strong factor? You kind of go, what? What just happened?
I didn't think she was going to lose, and if she did not win the title, I thought Carmella would cause her to like a cash in or something, but she pinned Charlotte instead of Asuka, to keep that integrity. I did not see her losing at all.
Yeah,
Wow.
It was kind of out of left field for me.
And clean too, no nothing, just straight in the
No,
middle.
nothing. Straight submission, man. It was tapping. Couldn't believe it. I jumped. I was like, what? Totally caught me off guard. I was so excited and surprised. And you know what? Every once in a while, they like to swerve us. The reports were that Carmella was gonna. The dirt sheet said Carmella was gonna cash in. The idea was that Asuka was going to win, and they just swerved us all.
Hey, Ralph.
Yeah.
Did Joe just suddenly turn to Optimus Prime?
I think so. But I thought it was just me because I was having problem. I don't know if you noticed I got disconnected from the phone call.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I thought it was just me.
So am I sounding like a robot?
So like
You're
Optimus
sounding
Prime.
robotic, yeah.
Right now to you guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if I say one shall stand, the other shall fall. Does that sound cool?
You sound that does sound pretty cool actually.
So after we have this great match between Charlotte and Asuka, we go to the United States Championship.
What the hell's going on?
Randy Orton, who is the United States champion, fights Bobby Roode, Rusev, and Jinder, or Ginger, as you guys like to call him, Mahal. Mahal. Now, nobody picked Ginger.
Because nobody cares about Ginger.
And yet, he is now the new United States champion. Match was decent, not the best, not the worst. Nobody gets a point for that one. We all pick somebody different. Why aren't they pulling the trigger on Rusev, you guys think?
Because they're douche nozzles.
All right, douche nozzles.
Come at him.
Come at him, douche nozzles.
Yeah, no, that's dirty. I don't want that near me. I don't know, man. Vince has a habit of rebelling against the fans for whatever reason, even though we're the ones that, quote-unquote, pay his checks. So I don't know why they don't pull the trigger on Rusev. I mean, you can hear the crowd, and it's super over.
I know we'll talk about it when we get to that match, but the main event, you heard the crowd going, Rusev Day, Rusev Day. I'm like, come on, you have to do something with him. You can't just have him as a throwaway wrestler.
I haven't even seen the main event, to be honest with you. I fell asleep, and you can watch it.
Maybe it's the anticipation. The more we want it, the more he'll stall it, and then bam, gives it to you, and everybody will pop. You know what I mean? There could be that factor.
The
build up to the end result.
Well, maybe they're planning something. I don't know. I don't know if Rusev is hurt, but he got pulled from the casket match with Undertaker, and that was Jericho. So I don't know.
Regardless, we have our new United States champion, which is Jinder Mahal.
I don't care.
So after that
Yeah,
match,
that title has lost value to me now.
why?
Plus,
Because
it's-
Jinder has it.
That and it's been switched around 3 times or 2 times within the last
Yeah.
2 months.
They've
Who
been
had-
playing hot potato with it.
You know what? They're probably just putting it on people to see who it would be best on. And you know what? Jinder had a pretty decent run with the WWE title, so I don't see why you guys have a problem with Jinder.
It
having the thing.
would be best.
See, to
on
me, it's
Rusev.
not. To me, it's not a problem with Ginger. To me, it's just it's been passed around too much. It feels like it's a title that the current holder does not want to hold.
It would have been better on Bobby Roode because I think he needs that. But whatever.
I actually thought at one point in the middle of the match we see James Storm come out of nowhere and like last call a bunch of people and get Bobby Roode the title. That actually would have been.
And drink some beer.
And drink some beer and have some money.
Money.
So the next match after that one was the mixed tag team match between Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey, with Triple H and Stephanie. The match was won by submission by Ronda Rousey. Being her first match, I actually have to say I enjoyed it a lot. It actually had me going. My wife actually enjoyed that match. She was all into it when I was watching it. So I have to say bravo. We all picked Ronda Rousey, so we all got the point on that one. I know Hollywood mentioned during the match that he thought that Triple H carried that match.
I think he did. Kurt didn't get much offense in other than throwing some punches, but yeah, I think Triple H
Well,
made that match what it was.
I think the storyline revolved so much around Ronda Rousey that she needed to be like the star player, and her and Triple H exchanging blows, like it needed that. I don't think she could have done that with Stephanie.
Nope. She would have knocked out Stephanie. You saw what she did to Triple H.
No, it's just legitimate.
You mean when Triple H went all spastic?
He had a seizure in the middle of the match. So we were like, what happened to Triple H? What was that?
Did Ronda look a little skanky or no?
Skanky? I don't know if skanky's the right word. I just think that the ring attire that they let her wear for her first debut was just not flattering on her. Like, she kept pulling down the shorts.
Yeah,
I don't mind
she kept pulling on the shorts. She kept pulling on her top. I don't think it was a comfortable attire for her to wrestle in.
I mean,
I think maybe, but I think she does that. Also, she used to do that also in MMA. So
She does. I've seen her do it.
I think maybe it's more like her like her mannerisms than anything else.
Plus, she wasn't wearing tights under her shorts, which all the girls do.
She doesn't need them. She's
No.
Ronda Rousey.
No, but I think it's a rule or whatever reason.
Well, maybe it just helps. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the ruling is behind that. But, I mean, I like the whole Rowdy Ronda tribute to Piper. That didn't bother me at all. I appreciate it. I mean, she did get the permission from Piper when he was alive. He gets the permission from the family to use the trademark. So the actual tribute to him, I had no problem with whatsoever. So I just think that if they do go forward, she should rethink what her actual tights are.
I enjoyed it. I was impressed by what Ronda did, and I was thinking maybe might be more of the same from her, like just either a smile or a grimace. But the way she was on the ring apron talking about encouraging Kurt, and when she first got in the match, like I don't know what the hell she was doing with some of her moves. Because, like, she twisted Steph's arm, let it go, grabbed. I was like, what the hell? Like, and she threw her at one point. I was like, Ronda, relax. Like, what are you doing?
I think she was just excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
And
give it to her. I mean,
Steph played it off really great because she's Steph. But then after that, she really, like, it started to flow and started to sing. And I was like, all right, Ronda, I can see you. I appreciate it. I think she did really, really good, especially at WrestleMania. Yeah, she did. She did good.
In front of how was it? In front of 78,000 people.
I wish Kurt could have did something a little bit more. He looked like he was like crippled, but it's Kurt.
I mean, he was moving well. But he barely moved. So for what he did, he did it well.
He looked good.
Yeah, he looked great. He did look a little stiff, but hey.
I mean, he looked better than when he was substituting for Roman Reigns. So
yeah, that he did. And I'm sure maybe if he does it, they have him do it a little bit more, he'll get a little more fluent and better. I think it's just a matter of getting his body back into that ring shape, I guess.
He's orange. Have you noticed that?
No. I don't know what it is with you and the features of different men.
I noticed everything about everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, you always pull out something on different guys, so I mean, I don't see it. Ralph doesn't see it. You're the only one who sees it. I think there's an underlying thing here that we probably need to discuss, but that's a whole different podcast.
No, I'm an artist, so I notice things about people and things in general. And he looked orange, like his tan wasn't right or something.
Could be, I guess, or maybe check the color on your TV.
Nah, man.
So after the great match of the mixed tag team match, we had the train wreck that was the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match for the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper and Rowan, versus the Usos, who were the then champs, and the New Day, which was Big A and Kofi, with Xavier on the outside. The match just seemed like a train wreck. I felt they could have done better. Bludgeons win in the end.
I mean, the Bludgeons
Hollywood
winning...
and I picked the Bludgeon Brothers for that one. We get the point, but I don't know what that match. I feel that match could have been much better.
I mean, the Bludgeons won in their typical way. It was overpower and quick. But it's WrestleMania. You have to do something better. You have to do something more.
Especially
something
with
that. Go ahead.
I mean, especially with the Usos saying this is their first time on the main card. You're going to go and put a match on like that? Which maybe the story was the domination of the Bludgeon Brothers dominating the two teams, but still.
Yeah, but still, it's like you've seen one of the Usos, and then they can do a regular pay-per-views or a live event or in-house shows. Like, it's WrestleMania. Come on. Something else could have been done there. I felt like I blinked and the match was over.
Yeah, but the rules of the match I didn't understand because it seemed like a free-for-all. But then I saw a tag, and I was like, why are you guys tagging?
It felt like both of them, like all team members can be in the ring at the same time. It's like, okay, no, who's legal, who's not legal, what's going on?
Like a tornado-style tag team match. And I was like, I don't get what's happening right now. Somebody please explain it. Why are you tagging in and out when nobody else made a tag the entire match? Like, I don't know. It just seems sloppy and very discombobulated.
I don't know what to say about that as well. I mean, I feel that the dynamic between these three teams remind me of the old Edge and Christian, Hardy Boy, Dudley Boy dynamic, and I feel that with the talent that they have with these three teams, they can do so much more. So I'm kind of interested where it goes in story. Right now, there's got to be a rematch somewhere. We'll talk about that when we get to Raw. Well, I mean, we can talk about it now. I mean, the Usos won. I'm sorry, SmackDown. The Usos won, so they're now going to fight Harper and Rowan, or the Bludgeon Brothers, I believe, at the Greatest Royal Rumble match. I'm not sure if that was announced or a Backlash. I wasn't sure which one, but they are due for their rematch.
Let's see how Backlash.
We'll see how it goes there. And maybe
Harper looks smaller.
Harper does look smaller, but I mean, I always like his in-ring work. So a surprise match or a bonus match that was not advertised was John Cena versus The Undertaker. John Cena's been calling out The Undertaker.
1 second.
1 second.
Yes, to go back to the New Day. I mean, the Usos being the what's it called, the number one contenders. It's going to be at the Greatest Royal Rumble event.
Oh, okay.
The Rumble that is the greatest.
The Rumble that it's the Greatest Royale.
So
Okay.
let's
I don't
talk
know.
about the Undertaker John Cena match. Now, we've had John Cena calling out the Undertaker multiple times on SmackDown, on Raw, then on Raw, and then nothing happened. He was said, "I'm going to be a fan." Throughout the night, they show him being a fan. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the Charlotte Asuka, or after the Charlotte Asuka match, you see John Cena get whispered in his ear by one of the referees. He goes running down the aisle. The next thing you know, he comes out ready for the Undertaker. Another referee comes out, tells him, "Hey, he's not there." He says, "I can't believe it." Next thing you know, Elias comes out, gives his heelish thing, does a squash match for John, does the favors. John's on his way out. Next thing you know, you get the gong. You see the hat. You see the spotlight on the hat. You see the lightning, and here comes the Undertaker. Now, this match was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. John Cena pretty much did a squash match for the Undertaker. Undertaker looked pretty good. He was moving pretty good. Is this just to show that he's back, or are we going to see Undertaker in a more often, or do you think is it like a reintroduction of the Dead Man character
I think
for one
it's
last
going
ride?
I think it's going to be like a Lesnar kind of deal where you only see him at pay-per-views
Maybe
for a short term, though. It's not. I don't think it might be maybe for 1 year. I don't think he can do more than that. I mean, yes, he looked good, but remember, it was only a 2 minute and 45 second match.
And
I mean,
he should be the greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
with
he's
Jericho.
he's going to be in a casket match now against Chris Jericho at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So he's doing more appearances. He's doing more gimmicks. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but he always loses to his casket matches.
Well, he's 53.
What does that have to do with anything?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm mistaking the casket match for Buried Alive match.
He's
what was it?
53, but there are other 53-year-olds that went out there and did well. Look at Goldberg. Goldberg was in his 50s.
I don't got time for Goldberg.
I don't got time for Goldberg, but you can sit there
Yeah,
and tell
but-
me the Undertaker's 53.
Yeah, but
Goldberg's
but
movesets are like very Roman Reigns kind of moves.
yeah, and he hasn't had like hip and back and knee surgery. So, but I think the story of this match, and we all can agree. And if you don't agree, then I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. But John Cena did the job to one tombstone in under 3 minutes. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm okay with it.
But it's Super Cena.
Apparently it's
Is
not.
it? I don't think it is Super Cena anymore.
Yeah, he's been losing a lot. So,
He's powered down.
yeah. You know what? I think he's established enough that he can take that hit. And he'll...
I think Engagement Live has him weakened.
I think
that's
Movie
his
Life has
kryptonite.
got him weakened.
Goldberg is 51, by the way.
I said in his 50s. But you had no time for Goldberg. Why are you telling me this?
Because when he won the title, he's probably 50.
So
Not even
he was in
51.
his 50s. If you're 50, you're still in your 50s.
Nah, I don't count that.
You don't count 50?
No,
What, you
it's
just
like,
do 49, 51?
it's like the cusp of 50. So it's like whatever.
It's not the
like
cusp of 50. Technically, you're in your 51st year when you turn 50.
Nah, it's a baby 50. It doesn't matter.
Baby 50. Speaking of a couple of babies, we've got the Kevin Owens match and the Sami Zayn. You like that transition? Who've been
Segue.
crying that they've been getting treated unfair on SmackDown Live due to management, decided to beat up management. Now management's come back to beat them up. So you've got Daniel Bryan versus Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. The match was won by Bryan and McMahon. Now Sami and Owens do not have a place to call home on SmackDown. First time Daniel Bryan comes back wrestling after 3 years. What did you guys think, or were you cringing every time he hit his head?
Guys, I have breaking news.
What's your breaking news?
Rey Mysterio is going to be at the Greatest Royal Rumble.
That's great.
Okay. Yeah, I did cringe every time he hit his head. And I even messaged you guys. I was like, are you guys cringing every time he takes a bump? I think one of you said no, the other one said yes. So somebody cares.
That was me.
It wasn't me.
I mean, I guess we have to get over it if we're going to watch him wrestle because he's going to be taking bumps. And I guess he's safe enough and the people that he's in the ring are safe enough. He's not doing his top rope headbutt or headbutting furiously with Ziggler like he did that one time. So, I mean, I guess he's safe unless something bad happens. But, yeah, he didn't miss a beat at all.
I think that these guys, when they are in the ring, they're risking their lives all the time, and we take that for granted. The guys and girls, as much as they're trained, there's always that one move. It could be a simple move. Look what happened to Paige. It could be a kick in the back, and your neck goes weird. You know, it could be just jumping off the top rope or a middle rope, and your foot breaks. I mean, it just happens. So I am in the mindset that Daniel Bryan understands the risks that he's taking. He's done all the necessary procedures. He went to see the necessary people. This is what he wants to do. If he's going in there and deciding to take those bumps, he had already been putting his life in somebody's hands prior to the incident, to the concussion stuff. He's just doing it again. And who knows, if something were to go wrong, it could be not even to do with the head. It could be his knee blows out. It could be his back goes. It could be a number of things. So I look at it in that sense. These guys are already putting their lives on the line. They're already making a decision to go out there. If he's comfortable with it, and his wife's comfortable with it, then why shouldn't I be comfortable with it?
And if Birdie's comfortable with it.
I don't think Birdie knows the difference, dude.
She might, man.
I mean, honestly, I think he's going to be the most guarded wrestler that they have right now, because after every little bump, they're going to check in on him. It's like, okay, you're okay? Oh, it's good. So I don't think it's cringy when he bumps his head, but I don't think we should worry as much as you think we're worrying.
Plus, they have the ongoing concussion lawsuit, so that's something to always have in the back of your mind.
Yeah, so they're gonna take care of him.
And that's another thing. The idea that, and I think I discussed this in the last one, if you're gonna take these bumps, you might as well take them in WWE because they're gonna look after you. If he went to New Japan, if he went to ROH, they're not going to have the same type of medical staff, the people online available to him that's looking at him. They're not going to tell him no, and he'll take whatever unnecessary risks that he thinks he can do. And that could be worse, but at least here, he has restrictions. You're not going to see a pile driver on him. They probably told him he can't do the flying headbutt, or headbutts in general, They're going to check him maybe after every match to see if he's doing okay. So he's decided to take the risks. I think he's in one of the safest places to take those risks where they're going to take care of him. So that's how I see it. Maybe I felt a little, uncaring, I guess you said. Like I didn't care. But, he's a grown man. If he makes his decision, that's his decision to make, not mine.
How long do you think before he wins the title of the world, and who do you think he wins it from?
I think you give him a little time to ease it in. I think you have a lot of good matchups right now. You've got a Nakamura AJ feud kind of going. You got to let that play out for a little bit. And if you're going to have Daniel Bryan go for the title, you'll do it at a major one like a SummerSlam. So maybe SummerSlam. For which one? I don't know. I think they should keep him on Smackdown for a while because if you put him with Brock over there, people might cringe a little bit more, like you guys are with the concussion issue. If Brock just goes all crazy on him, so I think you get him the WWE one.
So what you're saying is that you move the Miz to SmackDown?
I would.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very
I,
interesting indeed.
I would move The Miz to SmackDown, definitely.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
And Tuesdays.
So, we have another story that happened between two best friends. We got Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss with Mickie James for the Raw Women's title. We saw Mickie James come down with Alexa and Nia just destroy her. Pretty much a match where Nia, I wouldn't say dominant, but, did that feel-good moment and won the title. Now, we all picked Nia, so we all get that point. Match was not bad, not good, was more story-driven than anything else, and I have to say that Alexa has the best reactions to everything. So,
Yes.
she makes the match.
Awesome.
Even if the match was poor, her expressions make it what it is. So,
Like when she screamed.
when she screamed, she's done that in the past, so it's always fun to watch. She could take the hits. It's always good, and then to see this 5'0" go, get advantage of a giant in some way. It's just, or the more powerful person. Then it's always funny to me how they can get him down on the mat. But I think the right person won in this match.
I have a query for both of you.
Okay.
Would you switch the match placement of this match with Asuka and Charlotte?
You know what?
Yeah,
I
I would.
I think I would too, because I think the first, I said, when you started WrestleMania, I think the first hour and a half, I would say, was like really good, and it kind of slowed down towards the back end.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I would have put the Asuka Charlotte match, because if you watch boxing, or MMA, like you usually have the better bouts towards the end of the card. Like you have like your preliminaries and your up and comers, but then like the heavy hitters are more towards the end. So I'm thinking more in that sense, where, all right, you got the women's match under the way, you got most of the preliminary stuff. Now here are your heavy hitters. Here are your matches that are gonna make you want to stay in your seat for the rest of the show. And I think Asuka Charlotte would have been that match to go on in the match in the place of Nia and Alexa.
Yeah. I just don't think it should have followed the Intercontinental, which was such a good match on its own, I think you could have shuffled it around, but I look at it more not as a boxing where we have preliminaries. I look at it more as a show. And if you're going to have a show, you're going to have a great opening act. You're going to have an intermission, and you're going to start intermission strong, and then you're going to have the end strong, right? So you got a beginning, middle, and end. This, I felt, could have been your middle. You know what I mean? And we'll get into this in the next one, which the Styles Nakamura match should have probably been your end.
Yeah, because from what I understand and what I heard, they crapped all over Lesnar Reigns, so
let's
bad.
Yeah, so the next match after the Nia Jax was AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, versus Nakamura. The only person who picked AJ Styles in this was Hollywood.
Haha!
Haha! So you finally got one. Great match. Saw the heel turn at the end of the match when Nakamura loses. Then he hits AJ in the fun bags. Oh no, wait, that's not the right term. The family jewels. Yeah, the fun bags are totally something different. So
I think that's what what's her name has.
So we got
Asuka.
No, I forgot her name, which means that Meg. There we go.
So, okay.
All right.
So, match was great. What'd you guys think?
I like how he just would totally ignored that. Just like, all right, so yes for the match.
So, I mean, because then it's like we got to reference who Meg is. Nobody knows. It's like, okay, like, where's the point of reference to that? There's no Meg in wrestling right now.
No, there's not a Meg.
No.
Okay.
So you just reference something that's totally off that nobody knows. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, but you two.
Now I have to address it because you made a big deal out of it.
I mean, I could say her whole name, Meg Turney, or I could say Jessica Negri, but I don't know. Anyway, I really like this match. I enjoyed it. I think
Or Billy Kay.
what? No, I this match this match is actually really good. I don't think I like it better than their New Japan match, but I think as far as WrestleMania goes, it is my top 3 matches. And the only thing that kind of hurt it for me was the heel turn. I did not see that coming, and I'm thinking if you do a heel turn, do it on SmackDown and don't do it at WrestleMania. Like shake hands and then turn heel the next night on Raw or SmackDown.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was a good ending.
I liked it. I thought it needed that ending. Like, it was a solid match. It could have been a little better if Nakamura had won. You know,
because he would have got the point.
Because we would have gotten the point and Hollywood wouldn't.
That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I like that he turned heel right then and there. It's like you need that. You need to emphasize that he's not a good guy anymore. And what better place than at WrestleMania?
The mania of wrestling.
Exactly. The mania that is wrestling.
Yes. I don't know. I'm drinking too much and getting tired. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Joe, Mr. Sands, whatever.
Same. Is it? Joe Sands. We're all the same, dude.
Joey Sands.
I liked it. I said at the beginning it was one of the best matches of the night. I put that behind the Charlotte Flair match.
You put it behind it?
Yeah, I think Charlotte
wow.
Asuka was better than.
I think my top 3 are interchangeable between Cedric, Mustafa, Charlotte, Asuka, and AJ Nakamura. Like, I don't have an order, but that's my top 3.
Yeah, so my top 3 too. But
I have a top 4 because I included the Intercontinental match.
No, but you can't do that. You're going to have a top 3.
You can have a top 4. Ralph, you can have as many as you want. You can have a top 10 for all I care.
No, it's top 5. And I don't want to pick one. So.
Is Rousey match in there?
See, I'm Big Ralph, so I'm allowed to have one more match than you guys.
Oh.
He's taller than us, so yeah.
That's not even fair, though.
Life isn't fair, Marcus.
No, because no matter what I do, I can't be as tall as he is unless I wear stilts or like platforms or whatever.
So apparently there is something you can do.
Biologically speaking.
So we go from this great match between Nakamura Styles to The Bar versus Braun Strowman and
his
tag
partner.
team partner, his mystery partner, which he goes in the middle and says is one of you. Now, at first I thought it was going to be some plant wrestler that they find and,
I
comes
thought the
in
same
there
thing too.
No,
when he said that, but apparently it was Nicholas. 10-year-old boy.
No. You can't say it like that. It's not. It was Nicholas. No. It was the amazing 10-year-old Nicholas.
The tag team champion of the world.
Who then, yes. And I believe we all picked Braun. Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he won. We didn't get the, nobody got the guess on the, who his partner was going to be. We all picked an actual wrestler.
Who could have guessed that he would pick Nicholas? Really?
Yeah.
Like no last name, no moniker, just Nicholas.
I forgot to mention when we were talking Taker and Cena, we had different caveats on that one, where the point system in that one was there going to be a Taker match? Hollywood and I said yes. Ralph said no. Then there was the question of which Taker were we getting, because of the rumors were because Kid Rock was being inducted into the Hall of Fame that we might get Biker or American Badass Taker. I said, I was the only one out of all of us that said we were getting the old dead man. I was right, so I got 2 points on that one. This one, nobody got the points on his mystery tag team partner, because again, who's going to pick a 10-year-old. And they won, and he is now the youngest WWE champion in history.
Nicholas.
That's
official, too.
Yep.
Wow.
But if you watched Raw this past Monday, then you know that they had to relinquish the tag team titles due to scheduling conflicts because, Nicholas is in the 4th grade.
Yes, but once he's done with school, he will come back for the title, and someone is going to get these hands.
Yeah. But I have to say, Nicholas, in the match, looked scared out of his mind.
He did.
He looked like... And then when, they were going to give him the tag, it looked like when he put his hand out, because he was going with the crowd, you thought to yourself, he's going to... And then part of you thought that he was thinking, please don't tag me. Please don't tag me. Please don't tag me.
He couldn't even hold the belt. He was holding it. I was saying, Nicholas, hold the belt up, man. I know you've done it in your room 1,000 times. Just hold it up. He couldn't even maneuver the belt. I was like, oh my goodness.
Come on, he's 10 years. He's 10 years old.
He's 10 years old.
No, but he's the son of a referee. Come on.
Yeah, but still, it's not the same.
He's the son of a referee. It's not like the referee came home and said, "Son, I got the belt today. You want to hold it?" No, he never probably held the belt ever.
Dude, I was 10 years old. I used to make my own belts out of aluminum foil and cardboard.
But that's
aluminum cardboard, foil and
this
cardboard.
Yeah. It's only 10 pounds. You can't lift 10 pounds when you're 10 years old? Come on, man.
Did you see Nicholas?
Nicholas was not, athletic Nicholas here. He couldn't even get in and out of the ring.
He'll fill up. He'll fill out.
Yeah, and then he'll come and get these hands.
Hey, man, you never know.
So the last what?
I mean, Braun Strowman had to yell at him, "Get in the ring!"
Shit, I don't know. Oh, I just used a curse word. Edit that out.
I didn't add out the last one, so. I have been on this debate with myself if we should actually care about having
I don't care.
I know. Sometimes it makes me sit there and I have to find it and try to cut it out. And I'm going, I don't care anymore. I mean, really? So you say a curse word here and there. It's like you're cursing up a storm.
Because sometimes it's on the tip of my tongue. I'm like, wait, this is kid-friendly, supposedly. I can't say that word.
Well, now, I'm not editing this shit anymore.
You heard it here first on episode 26. Sharks to Smarts, episode 1, though.
New format. Same format.
New format.
Same format. Now we just curse.
Yeah, this is the after WrestleMania season 1.2 or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
continuation. Yeah.
So, the final match at WrestleMania was Brock Lesnar, the Universal Champion, against Roman Reigns. We all picked Reigns to win. Nobody got that point. Lesnar comes out.
You guys have to let me know how this match was because I didn't see it.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was okay.
Did he get these hands?
I mean, it was a typical Lesnar is dominating, and then the babyface comes back for a run, and then he got busted open, which looked pretty bad. Like he got stitches. So I don't know if that part was supposed to happen because it sounds like he wasn't supposed to bleed. But
he got no sense.
He took 5 F5s, one on a table. Lesnar took a couple of Superman punches.
Two spears.
2 spears. It was a brawl.
It was a brawl, but it was kind of boring.
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
I'm used to seeing this every time Lesnar wrestles, or any time that Reigns wrestles. No, I don't want to see two people with kind of the same, not the same moves, but the same style. It just,
Hey, Ralph.
yeah.
How do you say Superman punch in Spanish?
Oh, shoot. You caught me off guard. El puño de Superman.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't change. El hombre de acero.
that's pretty cool.
The man of steel. You could call him that.
How do you say it in Italian, Mr. Sands?
You say Superman the punch.
Why do you sound like Super Mario?
That's the way you talk. You talk like Superman a punch.
You sound like somebody we work with. I'm not going to say his name though. Oh
right.
my goodness!
So in the end, with the tally, Mr. Ralph Still's on top with 27 points after everything. Hollywood, oh no, sorry, I come in second with 25. Hollywood comes in 24. We got closer to Ralph because he only got 8 right out of both pay-per-views. Well, I only got 12. Hollywood got 11. So I am the master booker of the
WrestleMania
weekend. So let us know what you think about some of the matches at WrestleMania. Please leave a comment on our Facebook page, which is under You Geekly. That's UGEEKLY. Let us know what you thought. If you thought Reigns and Brock sucked, let us know. Or if you thought
let
it
us
was
know
good.
how much you thought it sucked.
Or
No,
if you thought it was
but-
good, give us a reason why. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe there was nothing.
I don't understand though. Why does Mick Mahan do that? Why does he? Because he has to know that the crowd is not into it.
He thinks that's what he thinks we as Americans like the aggressiveness that is Brock Lesnar and a Reigns match. But
So what about we as like one Colombian?
we I'm generalizing here, all right?
Okay.
Don't make me call the cartel.
I'm not. I'm just trying to see what he thinks about other people's.
You're
I'll
in
come
trouble,
at
man.
you.
You got the cartel and the mafia over here.
I don't know, man.
He thinks he knows his fan base, but unfortunately his fan base are smarter than he thinks. They actually want a finesse kind of match, a technical kind of match, a high flyer kind of match, but they do not want to brawl anymore because it's too played out.
I don't know. I think good matches, a good match with a good story within a match will always see you through.
I think the story was a little weak, and that's the reason why.
Because
The
you don't know
story's
who the
weak.
face or the heel is in this match.
Well, like, the story was weak, and the wrestling was weak, so you kind of, like, even the Nakamura AJ story was kind of weak if you really think about it, but the wrestling was what made it, and then the ending is what kind of capped it. So that's what made that a good match.
The problem with Lesnar is you've shoved him down our throat as much as you've shoved Roman Reigns down our throat. At some point, it's like, really, how many more chances are you going to give this guy? Why is this guy still your champion? Like, there are better people out there than these two.
He's had the title for over a year now.
Yeah, I mean, that's
I don't
what it
think
is.
he's
He-
had it longer
he
than
won
CM
it-
Punk,
He
but
won it last WrestleMania.
It's just you don't see Lesnar enough. It doesn't. He comes in and they expect a storyline to happen within a week or a month.
I mean, the only thing Lesnar has for him is Heyman, and that's it.
I think the last 2 times I really thought the Braun Strowman match between him and Braun Strowman was one where I really felt Braun Strowman was going to get it, and the AJ one where he fought AJ, and I thought. I think of the summer Survivor Series one where I thought that was a good match too, you know?
Yeah.
But those are the only 2. And the Goldberg match last year was not that bad either. I'll actually go with that one too but they built that, you know what I mean? They built that match to where
They built that in 3 different.
yeah,
in like 2
I mean
different
Lesnar
matches
couldn't
before
beat
that one.
Goldberg and Goldberg had his number, and then he wins it. You know what I mean? So that I think the build was just bad, and nothing
Yeah,
against the wrestlers. I mean, they're good, and like I said, the match wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It wasn't one that I would put in your top five.
it shouldn't have been your ending match. It shouldn't
Right.
have been your finisher.
Yeah, I think you could have gone home with, like, you could have had the Nakamura Styles as your ender, and that would have been a good ender.
Hell, I would have been fine if you had put Asuka Charlotte as your last match instead of that one.
Yeah, I would have been fine with that too.
Even that one was better to watch than this. It felt like I was watching a train wreck.
Yeah, it was like that SummerSlam match between Cena and Brock, which you were just kind of like, I don't like it, but it was telling
Cena
the story.
got those hands.
Yeah, it was the first time we kind of went to Suplex City, and you were kind of like, I
That
don't
was
like
the
it.
origin of
Yeah.
Suplex City.
I don't like this, but then you're like, but it was kind of intriguing at the same time. Now we've just seen it so many times. It's like, I need a different narrative.
Yeah, like he's dominated. Like there's just so much that he can dominate and it still be fresh. Now it's like, really again? And they even say it in the match. It's like, oh, it's like shades of Lesnar versus Cena, where Lesnar was beating Cena from post to post. Or I'm like, really? You're gonna bring that into my mind?
I don't know, man. I think they could do a lot more, but they don't. Because I guess for them, as long as they're making money, they really don't care about what we say or what we do. But, I mean,
Well, at least when it comes to Lesnar's merchandise, they're not getting my money. That's all I can say.
so you don't want the Miami Suplex City shirts?
No,
Yeah, I'm not interested in that either.
I prefer to just bring it.
So we're now moved to the Raw after Mania, which is always interesting because it brings out new people, starts the new season of WWE, and we had some call-ups to call on Raw. We saw Ember Moon come in team with Nia Jax against Mickie James and Alexa Bliss. We saw AOP come and show their dominance against Rhino and Slater. We also saw that they're kind of kicking out Ellering as their manager, which I don't know if is a good move or a bad move, but it's nice to see them up. Also, we get No Way Jose, who is now, as we jokingly said, replacing the Adam Rose experience. And with these call-ups, we've also saw some people coming back. So we saw Jeff Hardy come back from injury, teaming up with Finn Balor and Seth Rollins to fight the Miztourage. And then we have a return. Bobby Lashley returns, hopefully to take that title away from Brock. We'll see. Hopefully in future pay-per-views. But it's good to see Bobby Lashley. I think this run in WWE will be much better than his last run in WWE. Yeah. And unfortunately, we also have a retire. Paige announces that her neck injuries are too serious that she has to retire from in-ring competition. I have to say it's sad to see her go because she was one of the more interesting divas that was out there. I enjoyed her matches. Unfortunately, neck injuries are something very serious. It's not like a Daniel Bryan concussion issue. She can go paralyzed, so I think that even though she stated in her speech that there always might be hope for her to come back, I think that in that case, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if she wants to try, I please.
Well,
try
the
as much
last
as
thing you
want.
can lose is hope. So
Yeah. So
I mean, I can speak from personal experience, and I've had pinched nerves, I've had back issues, and it's not very fun. Like pinched nerves in my neck to where you feel it going down one side of your body, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Like for I think months, I couldn't feel the middle two fingers on my left hand, and if I press it with my thumb, like it's just in shocks of electricity, like up my left side. So like, imagine something that minor, like a pinched nerve, but then imagine what she's going through. So yeah, it's nothing fun at all.
well, it's sad to see her go, but then on SmackDown the next night, who should come back as general manager but Paige. So it's an interesting
She's
to
back.
she's back. Now she's not in in-ring competition, which I think is good, but they're keeping her around to have her do something else. Since Daniel Bryan now is going to be an active superstar, we have Paige, who's going to be the new general manager. And kind of interesting how they're going to play that dynamic between Shane and her. How is she going to be? Because she can be a heel general manager. Maybe she just manages the women and makes it tough for them. Who knows? But it's interesting, and I am intrigued. With that, we did see a call up happen on SmackDown. That call up was Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the
Love
Iconics.
it.
Huh?
Love it.
Yes. They come out after Charlotte brings this great monologue letting everybody know that she has beaten the beatable, and what is her next venture, and out comes the Iconic Duo, or the Iconics as they're calling themselves now, who go and do their shtick and then just beat the living heck out of Charlotte. Beat her up so bad. They actually do a power bomb on this concrete too, so I don't know where my wife was on that one. So beat her up so bad over the damaged body. The referee comes in, kicks him out. All next thing you hear is Carmella's music. And for a while, the referee does not understand what Carmella wants, even though shoving the actual case in his hand and screaming at him multiple
He's like,
times.
I want to cash it in. It's like, are you
He's
sure?
like, sure?
It's like, but are you sure?
Yeah.
But are you really sure?
Rings the
But are
bell.
you sure?
Charlotte gets up. We got one kick down. Our new SmackDown women's title holder is Carmella.
Hey, man. I got a question.
Yeah.
All right, so the Iconic Duo have been wrestling longer than Charlotte on the independents and then, NXT and everything else. They haven't been called up until now. But do you think one of them could potentially take Charlotte's place? I mean, they can both talk. They can both wrestle extremely well. And do you see them being a threat to what Charlotte is? Because they're both really good, I think. They have the charisma to back it up.
I do. I think that you can put the title on either of them. I tend to like Peyton Royce a little bit more than Billie Kay. I don't know why, but Billie Kay also has that same Charlotte aura around her, so I could go either way on that.
I agree. The only thing is, I don't want them to be split up.
And if you notice, they got gimmicks.
I was noticing the beatdown, but then were they too orange too, or was that not an issue?
No, because remember remember we didn't see them for a while, and then I think one of you said, "Oh no, they got gimmicks," and when they came back out, I was like, "Oh yeah, they got gimmicks." So.
So you when they came out, you were looking to see if they had gimmicks.
Yeah.
So
pretty much
you weren't even worried about what was going on. You're like,
yeah. Did you know that Charlotte got beat down and then cashed in?
No, but I just noticed things. Like I
you
said
didn't
earlier,
know.
So
oh, you didn't.
I know she got beat down. I saw the beat down. I was impressed by the beat down, and she made her look believable, like she was hurt for real.
Oh yeah.
I was like, is she really hurt right now? And then I hear that music. I'm like, if she doesn't cash in now, I don't know what the hell is happening.
Yeah, they're
but
waiting for. And then now there's all these memes going around of Becky Lynch saying, "Where was she?" The face of Becky Lynch not coming to help her friend as she's getting beat down. It's like
I like Becky better than Charlotte.
I
like Becky's personality in a sense better than Charlotte, but Charlotte has to have a different personality for the character. So I like the personality she plays for the character. So then we have NXT. We saw the debut of War Machine, now known as War Raiders. They come and beat up Heavy Machinery and Riddick Moss and Tino Sabatelli to show their dominance. Good to see another dominant tag team coming in to replace AOP. And on 205 Live, we see Buddy Murphy coming in and destroying the new Cruiserweight champion to start a feud there. Kind of be interesting because Buddy Murphy, as of late, has been putting on some great matches on 205 Live. If you're not checking that out, you should. So that was This Week in Wrestling. If you guys have any comments, did you gentlemen have anything that you want to point out on Raw, SmackDown, NXT, 205 Live, anything that happened that you guys want to touch upon? Let me know. Now's your time.
Nope.
I think I covered everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think in your monologue you did what you had to do. I don't think.
Yep, we know you don't think.
Shut up. I don't think there's anything else I want to touch upon. Although there is some. Never mind.
Besides the gimmicks.
No, I was gonna say something that's very aggressive and provocative as far as me wanting to touch female wrestlers, but I'm not gonna say that. So.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a. I know we don't want to go too PG, but we don't want to go too X either. Jesus.
It's not, because I said something. I said I don't have anything else I want to touch upon, but now it's like maybe, but then I stopped because yeah. Yeah. What about you, Big Ralph?
Nope.
All right.
I think this week was a lot of wrestling to watch.
Yeah, a lot to
And-
talk about too.
I wanted to watch 205 Live, but I think Tuesday night I was getting ready to do something yesterday in the daytime, so I forgot about it. But I always watch NXT. NXT was good.
If that was the week in wrestling, let us know what you think. And every week, one of us picks a current or old school match for us to review. That match is the main event of the week. This week was Big Ralph's pick. Big Ralph, who did you pick?
Guys, it's almost 12 o'clock.
So what do you want to stop?
No, I'm just letting the people watching know. See, watching, listening. See, this is what we do for you guys. We go into the wee hours of the
There's
morning,
a lot to talk about this episode.
and we do it for you, the listeners, because we love you guys, and we want to make sure that you have a very good experience listening to our show. So, just take that in mind when you listen. That we're staying up late, having to go to work tomorrow, doing this for you. So.
Have to wake up early too.
Yeah, go. Big Ralph, so your match.
Yeah, what's your match, Ralph? Come on. Bring us home, man.
For my match this week, I picked WrestleMania 28, John Cena versus The Rock, the quote-unquote once-in-a-lifetime.
Ralph.
Yes.
Now, was this Super Cena or before Super Cena? Because you have to make this distinction.
This is pre-Super Cena, but with some Super Cena inklings. Like, he wasn't Super Cena yet.
So he was like false Super Saiyan Cena.
Exactly.
All right, let's categorize this. You have pre-Cena, and then you have Super Cena, and all this. I guess this is post Cena.
You have Ruthless Aggression Cena, then you have becoming Super Cena, and then Super Cena. And then now you have
Post Cena.
Placid Super Cena.
Because I'm thinking pre-crisis and then post-crisis. So this is like, post-crisis Cena.
This is New
New
52
52
Cena.
suit. Yeah, there we go.
Just to mess with Mr. Sands.
All right, go. Say, talk about the match.
Oh, no, I lost my train of thought.
Damn it.
So why did you pick this match is pretty much what we want to know.
Oh, I picked this match because I really like The Rock. I thought that him coming back, and it reminded me, honestly, of him versus Hollywood Hogan. Back when Hollywood Hogan came back and they had the, what was it? What was the name they gave? No, but what was the name they gave it? It was...
not the match of the century, was it?
No. Oh, well, regardless, it reminded me it was like the old guard versus the new guard. And I always like seeing The Rock when he oversells everything. Like the whole match is him overselling. Any little punch that he did, any little thing that he did, he was always overselling it. His ribs were injured, he's overselling it. Super Cena, no, 52 Cena did that roll up AA, and The Rock kicked out, and then The whole time Cena is cocky. He's like, I can beat him. I've been wrestling. I've been full time the whole time. He's just here for promoting his movie. And Cena does he tries to do the people's elbow and gets countered into rock bottom for the win, for the Rock's win. I don't know. I like Rock matches. I like the way he does the storytelling with his over the top selling.
It was called Icon vs. Icon.
Ah, that's the one.
So what about his weak ass sharpshooter though?
But the face he puts when he goes into the sharpshooter is just hilarious.
I mean, you have the weak sharpshooter and the loose SCF Johnson.
I have a special place in my heart for this WrestleMania because it was in Miami and we're based in Miami, and this was the first WrestleMania I ever got to go to. The only WrestleMania at this point, unless they come to Miami again. And to me, this WrestleMania is the best WrestleMania for those reasons. I mean, even though the card was pretty stacked at the time, like you said, you had the once in a lifetime, you had the Hell in a Cell, where between Undertaker and Triple H with Shawn Michaels.
You had Punk and Jericho.
You had a great card altogether. So this match, plus, I mean, he wins in his hometown, so that's always a feel-good moment. The crowd was mostly, well, I mean, it did go back and forth, but it was pretty much a rock town.
Yeah, see, this is what I liked. It was, and look, watching it back this week, I was like, this is what a main event match should be. The crowd was into it. The crowd liked The Rock. The crowd liked Cena. The crowd hated Cena. The crowd at points were cheering when The Rock got AA, or they cheered when Cena got the rock bottom. And I just look back at this last WrestleMania's main event, and it's like, what's going on? Why aren't they booking matches like they used to back? And it wasn't even that long ago. This was 2012.
I mean,
what happened in 2012?
The Rock beat John Cena.
No, I'm thinking of something that happened specifically in 2012. I can't remember what it was.
Well, regardless, I mean, it was a match that had the crowd was into it. The two are considered, you can consider the best in the business. They put on a match. They had a lot of psychology to it. It was not technical. It was just, you're going out there, you're going to sell, you're going to do your finishers, you're going to have false finishes, and then you have this finish where John Cena's just like, I got this. This guy's nothing, and makes one fatal mistake and loses the match. I mean, I again, to me, this match is up there because of where it was, that I was there personally.
The sentimental.
Yeah, I have a lot of sentimental. So to me, this match is just one of the best. And like I said, to me, the whole WrestleMania card was, I mean, Daniel Bryan losing to Sheamus in like under 10 seconds.
18 seconds.
18 seconds. You had that match. I mean, there was so many. I think Big Show won his first title, his Intercontinental title with that match against Cody Rhodes. There were so many matches that I can't say enough about WrestleMania 28. So great match. You should watch it. It's, if you want to see, if you're not a Cena fan, you just want to see him lose. Again, two great people who could put on a great match, and and just like pretty much you said, Ralph, bring it home, end to a great WrestleMania. The only thing I did not like is the impromptu Flow Rider concert in the middle of the entrances, which kind of
was stupid.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna talk about that because I just wanted the match.
Yeah,
but
and then if you're watching the whole thing before that, you've got what's his name? He's Tyra. Tyra. What was his name? The Funkasaurus.
Oh,
so when somebody called my mom and a bunch of grandmas coming out. That was just ridiculous. But I mean, if you kind of get past all that, the match.
When you get to the matches,
Yeah, the
they
match
tell
was
a
great.
story and they are great. But the whole Cena entrance with what's the name? Oh shoot, I forget the guy's like, oh, and Cena is an underdog. I'm like, really? Cena's an underdog? The full timer is the underdog. Okay, whatever.
He's the
And then
underdog
you have
in the Miami scene, so of course he's kind of the he's not in his hometown. He would be the underdog.
no, I don't. I still don't see him as an underdog
I
when
get what
he
you're
is
saying.
the full timer that has been, wrestling all this time, and he's saying that, oh, you haven't been wrestling, you've been doing movies. And then Flow Rider. Oh my God.
Yeah, you can fast forward over Flow Rider if you have the network. Just fast forward it.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah.
I too agree with you, as this was the first WrestleMania I saw in person, and I thought Cena should have won because I didn't think it did anything to help The Rock, especially since he left for a year. But watching it back now on television, because I hadn't rewatched it since I seen it live in person. So watching it back on TV, I was like, like I got a different vibe from it.
Yeah. I think in the arena you got the vibe that you wanted The Rock to win. Because just
No,
I
well,
did.
for me, I wanted Cena to win because I didn't think Rock benefited from it at all.
And the good thing is, like what we were talking about earlier, is that storyline. They built this for a year. They announced it a year before it actually happened. And those two went back and forth on social media. Rock would come back every once in a while. They were both great on the stick. So, of course, the promos were awesome. So they built this. And they built it and built it and built it until it culminated this. I mean, this is where you got the whole Fruity Pebbles thing from
Fruity
from
Pebbles.
the John Cena. And then the whole, you don't even know what you're saying. You got your promo written on your hand, on your arm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It had some scathing stuff. And these guys did a lot in a year to promote that match, and it made it. Now, I think what took away from the match is that they did it again the next year. If you don't build something as once in a lifetime and then do it again, plus the build to the second one wasn't as good, and it was for a title, so you kind of knew Cena was going to win because there's no way the part-timer Rock was going to keep going with the title.
Well, hindsight, seeing how they have a part-timer as their champion, back then you're like, oh, I don't think The Rock's going to win because he's a part-timer. He's going back to the movies. But
The heavyweight championship of the world.
hindsight, you're like, well, now you're like, well, The Rock could have kept it, because we do have a part-timer now.
Right, but
I
The
think-
Rock is a movie star, and his part-time is different than Brock, who just goes home.
But I think Rock was more active in that time period as champion than Lesnar is in the same.
Yeah, I mean,
time
he
frame.
wrestled he wrestled Royal Rumble, and then he wrestled again after that, Extreme Rules, and then
He would do the
yeah.
he would do the what's it called, the satellite calls and all that.
Yeah, I mean, he would make sure his presence was there. Anyways, that's the match. John Cena versus The Rock at WrestleMania 28. Let us know what you think of that match on our social media accounts, which are under You Geekly, which on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you for listening. We're part of the Unique Geek Network, so look at us on our website, UGeekly, which is UGeekly.com. We're on Podbeam and Apple Podcasts, so please subscribe, leave us a comment, and give us a 5-star rating so people can find us. Until next time, I'm Jose Sands. I'm here with...
Hollywood Marcus, the heavyweight champion of the world.
And
Big Ralph.
The
saying
cruiserweight champion
the
of the world.
cruiserweight, yeah, Big Ralph's the cruiserweight. Saying, see you next time.